Hey guys, this is Shredded Nerd here. In this video I'll be sharing a theory with you guys about the connections between the three Bungie sci-fi FPS series, Halo, Marathon, and Destiny. Now anybody who's played all three of these games before and knows a bit about the story of each one may point out that these games simply cannot be in the same universe, as there are many contradictions in the story across each different game. That is entirely correct. You may ask then, how are they all connected? Well, let me explain. About a year before Destiny's release, the story was incredibly different from what it was at the launch of the game. There were internal shakeups within Bungie which led to people leaving the company. One of these people was Joe Staten, who was the story writer of Bungie. When he left Bungie, they decided to scrap the plot. However, basically, the entire original story has been released online through several leaks since the launch of the game. The basic summary of the plot is that the Vex were servants of the Traveler, whom the Traveler used to essentially create new universes. After the new universes were created, the Traveler would then unleash a scourge upon it. In Destiny's case, it was the darkness. The Traveler would almost let the scourge destroy the universe, but then it would come in and pretend to be a hero, some kind of godlike figure, for vanquishing this so-called scourge. It would do this to gain the praise and worship of the inhabitants of that universe. Now, my idea, right, is that the Traveler, the Forerunners from Halo, and the Gyro from Marathon are all one and the same. Basically, the idea is that there is some all-powerful being or group of beings that created all of these universes in an attempt to exploit them to gain worship. Now, what evidence is there to back this up? We'll start with the Gyro. They are at war with another being known as Rakakanta, who are supposedly beings that were made of pure chaos. The battle ended when the Gyro trapped the Rakakanta within suns across the universe. Then the Gyro just vanished from the universe, leaving behind many powerful artifacts. This story is almost mirrored with the Forerunners. They are at war with the Flood, a universe-consuming parasite. The war ended with the Forerunners supposedly activating Halo and disappearing from the universe, again leaving all of their technology behind. The story of Destiny is very similar as well, war with the darkness. It ends when the darkness subsides or something like that. They explain these things quite poorly in Destiny, to be honest. The Traveler gets crippled and stops moving, basically becoming a floating orb in the sky. Anyway, when it dies, it leaves behind the ghosts, which are a type of artifact. The key difference with the Destiny story is that we're a bit earlier on in the story, but fundamentally, it's the same. Now, you may already know that there are many similarities between all three of these series. Many recurring themes as well as physical in-game items being the same or very similar to items within other games. It's as if they take things from their old universe and bring it with them into the new one. There are countless Marathon logos to be found in the Halo games, on characters, on the ground, on weapons, even on planets. Many of the weapons seem to be brought back in varying ways with some minor changes in look or function. Even the main heroes of each game are basically the same person, an almost or completely mute character that rarely ever, if at all, removes their armor, and almost always has an AI partner watching over them. Even Bungie co-founder Alex Seropian once said that Master Chief and the security officer from Marathon were the same character. Bungie, however, has since denied this, with Seropian explaining that they weren't the same person, but different reincarnations of the same character. Another major connection is that they all have references to the epic poem, the Song of Roland. There are 3 legendary swords in the poem that share a name with AIs within each game. There was Cortana, which was held by Ogier the Dane, which is the equivalent of Cortana, whom was held by Master Chief from Halo. There was Durandal, who was held primarily by Roland, which is the equivalent of Durandal, whom was watching over the protagonist of Marathon. And as for Destiny, you may think the connection would be to the Guardian and the Ghost, but in fact it is with another AI character who is named Charlemagne. In the Song of Roland, Charlemagne was the holder of the legendary sword Joyeuse. We know that there was a cut area in Destiny that was named Charlemagne's Vault, that contained a war mine that goes by the name of Charlemagne. We however have not heard of any character or item yet in Destiny named Joyeuse. So as an overview of what we know so far, This being, or group of beings that goes by many names, including the Traveler, will create new universes using things it took from the past ones, but used in completely different ways. It will then fabricate a threat, supposedly defeat it, and then disappear or become inactive, leading to it being worshipped and revered by the inhabitants of that universe. What's weird though, is that even well after the being is supposed to have disappeared, events that occur still follow roughly the same path, with the faceless cyborg hero saving the day. Everything that occurs in the story has been predetermined thousands of years earlier by the being or group of beings in question. This is very similar to the story of Dark Souls, where the universe works in cycles and it is different each time, but ultimately with the same overall story and the same outcome. Originally though, Destiny was supposed to be different. It was supposed to be the game that broke the cycle. The Guardians were originally meant to find out what the Traveler was doing and how it was exploiting the people and try and put an end to it. Now the exciting thing is, this is what I speculate will be the main objective of Destiny 2. It will finally end the cycle that has been going on for all this time. And to be honest, I'm very excited to see what will happen and what they'll do with it. I hope they do something with this. Anyway guys, that is my theory regarding the overall story connecting these three Bungie games. It took me a long time to make this video, so if you could please help me out and like and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you all so much for watching, and goodbye. See you Starside.